This is the Flash, the Quick and the Dead. They love using that title with this character, didn't they? Feel free to comment down below with any other idioms to do with speed and ace that they can use for future stories instead of the Quick and the Dead again. This is a one shot, and I nearly recorded a covers video today because I thought it was Sunday. That is the problem with isolating yourself from the outside world and living a very solitary, miserable life with no interaction with anyone. You just cannot keep the days straight. I am fine with all the crying and the suicidal thoughts, but I cannot rely on myself to identify what day of the week it is. Good thing I did not pay for that Star Wars Girls 2022 calendar, which still hasn't been printed. Nah, I got nought against her, really. I haven't just said that I have nought against her. You are free to look back on that statement in 4 years' time, and there is a good chance I will regret it. This is a David Peter Extra Factors one shot that was clearing away the mess that was made with the Flash. Stuff like Son of M, which made him even more irredeemable than Steve Engeltine ever made him. We have had quite a week here. I've gotten to dive into my feelings on most of the Mr. Magnet's family. It's funny, I have very strong opinions on Mr. Magnets, the Flash, and Miss Magnets. But I have little to none about Charlotte Witch. Right now, the Flash is a homeless vagrant in a jail cell. He has very badly defined time travel powers, and they were so badly explained in Son of M that David Peter flat out doesn't even mention them here. The Flash, who is one of my favourite Marvel characters, that needs repeating, not just because it is a very simple joke, because I say that the Flash is one of my favourite Marvel characters, but this is actually one of my favourite Marvel characters. Among the sad facts that preclude this issue is that he was recently beaten up by a little girl. That is where we are at with this character. Homeless vagrant in jail who got beaten up by a little girl. The issue is spent with him mostly having hallucinations. And here is the kicker. I despise shite like this. Issues where it is a character having random visions or dreams. Fucking cannot stand it. I don't know if it is because I like the Flash so much. Did I mention the Flash is one of my favourite Marvel characters? Or maybe it's the case that David Peter does it well, and these are written better than they normally are. But it's not bad here. They give a tremendous insight into the Flash and his relationships with the main figures in his life. We had Charlotte Witch, and now we have Mr. Magnets. and the back and forth between them is solid. It feels like the real Mr. Magnets. You could show someone this scene without context, and they would assume it was the real Mr. Magnets, and it was being written really well. Then we have his wife, Iris West, and his daughter, Kid Flash. I will eventually review that other issue of The Vision and Charlotte Witch, where I can talk about this relationship and what Steve Englehart did to it. I didn't think they are a great couple, but it is an important part of the Flash's character. And the way Steve Englehart and then David Ian Pierce in Son of Mer, the way they broke it didn't feel true to either of the characters. As basic as Iris West's character is, the one thing you can say about her is she is a loving person, she is kind, she is nice, she is compassionate, she is not mean or nasty, she is not evil. And then Steve Englehart as a day summit that breaks her character by ignoring what little there is to her basic personality. This is David Peter writing, so there is a gag about the Flash making out with Finney. And then we have this annoying character, the little girl who beat him up. I could go on for days about how insufferable she is, but I can save a lot of time and tell you she was created by Michael Bryan Benson as a Deus Ex Machina, and that gets the points across. From his jail cell, the Flash sees a man beating up a woman on the roof of a building, and he feels the need to go and save her, and his powers suddenly return. His original powers, his super speed, we are done forever with his time travel powers or him being depowered. It's not really explained how they came back. They just re-emerged in a time of need. And it is a pretty weird choice to choose domestic violence as the trigger that drove him to action here, considering this all began in Son of Mer with him hitting his daughter. Great to have the real Flash back though. He is one of my favourite Marvel characters. I didn't think they have had him do another eel-faced turn since this actually. He hasn't gone evil again. I'm guessing someone will tell us in the comments that he beat his sister or something during Marvel Now, and I will be really disappointed. The Flash is a great character because he has all these things to him that could make him evil. It's boring to actually make him evil. Making him a mustache-twirling mastermind, the way that Steve Englehart does, it doesn't make the Flash interesting just because he is evil. What's interesting is a man who is capable of evil, a man who is his father's son, but doesn't want to be, A man who has lapses of reason, but a man who is defined by his relationships, his sister, his wife and daughter, his father. Having him gone evil and reject and hate all those people, it is a waste of a character. After this, he rocked up in Dan Slott's Mighty Avengers, and this wasn't bad. It helps that The Flash is one of the characters that David Peter writes the best, and he had an objective here of trying to fix the character. I didn't know if it really succeeded, because all it did was restore his powers rather than tackle the bad crap he did to his daughter and the war he started and the murders he was responsible for. But after this, it is as much as non-canon, and I'm fine with that. Terrible stories deserve to be ignored. It's usually worse when you have a Kurt Busey sort come along and write a story just to retcon them. I'll give this 7 calendar months up.